Welcome to the home of entertainment, JOZI FM 105.8, more than just radio.
Hi and welcome. Today, marketing specialist Gigi Alcock talks about how Western elements meet culture and tradition in townships. People in townships are not there because they don't have a choice. They are there because they prefer to be there.
So in one of my chapters of my book, I spoke about Afropolitans. We tend to have this perception that black people westernize and kind of, once they westernize, we see a black person in a suit and driving a BM or whatever it might be, and we think they're like a coconut. They're brown on the outside, white on the inside. And the reality is that no society in the world westernizes. Most societies in the world modernize. And in modernizing, they adopt certain Western elements, but they keep a lot of their own cultural things alive. And this is quite an important thing. It's about understanding culture, and culture and tradition are quite different. So my concept of Afropolitans is this concept of people who are culturally Xhosa or Zulu or Tswana, or whatever it might be. Mr. Mhlungu spoke about, the languages that everyone speaks. I thought I was quite cool when I arrived from Msinga to Gauteng, and I could speak fluent Zulu, and then everyone else was speaking Spedi and Tswana, and I had to play catch-up. But the point is about this is that these are people who are culturally African at the same time Western, and this comes through in a lot of different things, consumer preference and so on. But I love this. This is a picture my brother took. He still lives in Msinga. These young girls have come from Msebenzi, which is a traditional ceremony, and they're taking a picture with a smartphone. This one here from the Daily Sun, "Don't delete our boobs, it's not sexual," say Zulu women. And this is a perfect example. They're on Facebook, and they're really upset because Facebook is blocking pictures of them when they go to this traditional ceremony. And that's kind of a real juxtaposition. And this is an important thing from a consumer perspective, is understanding that. And the people we're talking within these spaces, these Afropolitans, if we look at Soweto, we look at the Vaal townships around that, Orange Farm, Sebokeng, Everton, these kind of places adjacent to Soweto, the majority of people in those spaces are modernizing Afropolitans. And now, increasingly, I talk about Gasipolitans. And since kind of before COVID, but COVID accelerated this, there's this growing sense of the township or people, these Gasipolitans, who have choices to leave the township, but actually remain in that township because they identify with the lifestyle, the culture, and these kind of spaces, the sense of community and so on. And, it's now their playground as well as their social environment. And, he has a lovely 21st birthday. I took this picture a while ago. That's her clothing, but she's having this great kind of 21st on the street. Baby showers are another huge thing. Unveiling ceremonies, which are kind of this combination of a Western and a traditional ceremony. After funerals, weddings, where you have the... So this is a space is becoming much more this Gasipolitan space. People aren't in the township because they don't have a choice. People are now in the township, particularly a place like Soweto, because they prefer to be there. I saw a friend of mine who's a very well-off guy, lives in a very expensive street in Johannesburg. I call him a tenderpreneur, and he hates me calling him that. But I saw him at a place called Melai's in Soweto, which is quite a fancy bar, pub, restaurant, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, "Why do I always see you here?" He was like, "I sleep in the suburbs, but I'm alive in the townships." And that's a very important thing, that a lot of people, he goes there, but he finds it boring in his fancy mansion, and he spends most of his time in the township.
Gasipolitans are a discerning black middle-class market with buying power. They are deeply rooted in their tradition, but have also embraced certain Western elements that bring balance to their lives in the modern-day world. Tune in next time as we learn about the importance of language and how to speak to the hearts of these Gasipolitans.